Hello Taurus, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Taurus for the week of June 6th. Now Taurus, do keep in mind this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now, I do not offer personal readings, and I will not send you a message on any platform, so do not get scammed. Let's go ahead and do one more shuffle here. I am using the Gilded Tarot as well as the Kipper Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below, as well as a link out to my Instagram if you'd like to give me a follow there. I'd also ask that you hit the like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way, and it also ensures that other people who may need to see the video have an opportunity to see the video. All right. I think that looks just about good enough to me. Let's go ahead and put this up here, and we'll also take 3 of these Kipper cards to clarify as we go along. All right. Taurus, really like what we see here. Really like what I see here. All right. For you, it looks like there is something here that's getting started in your life that could bring you some type of joy, bring you some type of great joy and happiness. And what's great about this is a situation where this could be love for some people, but I actually think that this is joy and happiness coming through a career situation or a work situation, okay? And I know firsthand personally that when your career life is going bad, there are other parts of your life that may not be going well. Or when your career life is going well, other parts of your life are going well. There really is this sort of domino effect. That's what I'm looking for, the domino effect. When one thing, like when you're having a good career situation or a good work situation, it's very easy for the rest of your life situations to be going well and vice versa, right? And so it is always a good sign to see that, but let's go ahead and just dive right in here. So in your overall message, you have this Ace of Cups. So this is really kind of how I'm coming to this sort of opening thoughts, here. Is this Ace of Cups is really a new beginning in happiness, okay? Many times this can signify the start of a new relationship. It can even signify, it's a fertility card, like if you are trying for children. I'd want to see the Empress or the Ace of Wands with this, but you do have the King of Wands. But I do feel like maybe some of you who are in pre-existing relationships, you might be like planning out the next move or planning out the next phase, or you may be going to a deeper level of commitment with this person. You do have a card of commitment here in the future. Now, again, I think that's for some of you, but I think for many of you here, this Ace of Cups is actually a creative venture, or it's a project or a work situation in your life that's bringing you great happiness. Like you can see here the eye on the card. Creating a vision for yourself, creating a dream for yourself, imagining what could be in this cup or what could fill this cup up. And, you know, this idea of filling your cup up in the tarot is always emblematic of joy in one's life. And again, so like we're looking at this Ace of Cups, but around it to the left and to the right are mostly career and work situations. So it is always a good sign, as I've said. Now, in the past, you have the King of Wands and the Justice card here. So I love this for you. The King of Wands, just a friendly reminder, I do not attach gender to my cards. So you can take on the qualities of a king, a queen, the emperor, the empress, doesn't matter what gender you are. These are just energies. And so the King of Wands is a classic entrepreneur in the tarot. This is somebody who prefers to be self-employed. This is someone who prefers to sort of go at it on their own, or just if they are employed. You can see the star here on the throne. They are typically the star of the show. Okay, they're typically running the unit, running the job. Okay, or they're at the head of the project. And this is because the King of Wands is not only talented but also extremely passionate. And you'll never find a King of Wands in a dead-end job. It's just not part of their destiny in the tarot. And so it's a very, very good card for workplace situations, you have this as well with the Justice energy, which is Libra energy, but this is the energy of the scales, okay? The scales in this card, in this case, indicating karma. And this says that at the end of the day, all parties will get the outcome they deserve, okay? Karma is just the accumulation of your actions. And, when, you are acting in accordance with your highest self, with your highest destiny, the scale is favorable for you, we could say. And what I like here is that some of you, I feel like maybe you took a stand, or maybe you just connected with a vision here, or you connected with what you really wanted to be doing at this time for yourself, for your work situation. And so I definitely like to see this. Now, in the future, you have the Eight of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands. So the Eight of Pentacles here, this is a big part of, putting this reading together. You can see that this person is dedicated to a task. This is a card of dedication, but it's actually the biggest card indicating a talent in the tarot, okay? This person's working away late at night. Their other creations here are hanging up on the ceiling above them. They're wrapping up this latest creation that they have. And you can see the table here. They have a lot to offer. They have a lot to bring to the table in a scenario. This is a sign of good movement forward, or positive developments, or positive news in the workplace. And again, this could also be about dedication here, especially as you have this Ten of Wands, which the Ten of Wands is a card of hard work. It can say that you are maybe taking on a burden, but it's almost like I'm definitely not getting a negative energy from this Ten of Wands. There may be a little bit of overwork, okay? Because actually the Eight of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands are both cards of hard work. You can even see it, like I said, in this card. You can see it in both cards. It's like starting to become nighttime and they're still working on this illustration. And then you can see here that this person's laboring uphill. They're working hard, carrying the wands uphill. And so, if anything, if you feel like you need to take breaks, it's just like probably a good recommendation based on this reading to just make sure that you are giving yourself time and giving yourself the space to take breaks. But overall, it's almost like I see you grinding here on something that you really, really want to get out to the world, and something you really want to show the world here. Let's go ahead and see what we have here. So you have, wow, the Emperor. You have the Nine of Wands, the Seven of Cups, and you have the Ten of Swords. Okay, so we have two tens stacking up here, Ten of Swords, Ten of Wands. Tens in the tarot represent completions in one's life. The Ten of Swords is one of those cards where, like, a lot of people get concerned about it. It's a bit of a challenging, like, depiction of on the Ten of Swords card. The swords are going into this person and they're like kind of laying down in defeat, but taking a more positive spin to the tarot, which is what I like to do, the Ten of Swords really just says that one thing is ending and another thing is beginning. Sometimes a door has to close for another one to open, for you, Taurus, and that is just the reality sometimes. The other thing is, the Ten of Swords may suggest that there's new hope on the horizon, as the worst is behind you. So keep that in mind here. I think that this is probably around exhaustion, for whatever reason that's coming into my mind. You do have this Seven of Cups, which actually, along with this idea of exhaustion, the Seven of Cups can actually refer to confusion in one's life, or confusion by the many cups at hand, or the many options at hand here. You can see each cup has a different type of option available to it. And so it's almost like, is burnout on the table for some of you? Burnout's a tough thing if you've ever experienced it before. I certainly have in my life and in my career before. So I would really caution you to maybe, I would really just recommend or suggest to you, if this reading is at all resonating, to maybe just take as much time as you can to take breaks, or at least do one thing every day that you enjoyed doing, whatever that might be. Because we have a whole lot of hard work here with the Nine of Wands, the Ten of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles, and also the Emperor here, which is, the Emperor is somebody who's sort of stern and authoritative and rigid, very much into structure and stability and sort of being on time, type of energy, it can show up as an old school father in one's life, or just that energy, the energy of an old school father. And you know what I mean? Somebody who's like, get in your chair, you know, be at the place 10 minutes early, you know, be in the seat 10 minutes early, be at work on time, so forth and so on. Which there are definitely good benefits that come along with that, but the rigidity can become a problem. However, just on its own, the Emperor is a very, very good omen to find in a career situation. It's literally seen as a good business omen, because not only are they, like, you know, structured and a little bit rigid, but that structure that they've created has developed success in their life. So the Emperor is a sign of success. So do keep that in mind. 9 of Wands, perseverance. Let's see what else we have here. Let's take a look at these 3 Kipper cards. So you have adjudication, wealthy man, and community. All right, so we have judgment type of energy here. Well, the judgment card's not coming in, but we have adjudication and justice. The justice card can refer to legal situations, and obviously this is a courthouse here on the card. I do wonder if maybe some of you are involved in a legal situation. You do have the wealthy man and the community card. Wealthy man is a major energy of success in investments and success and in investments. Not necessarily as much in business, but certainly in investments. And then you have this community card as well, which can just literally refer to your social circle, the place that you work, or anything like that. But let's go ahead and move up the pyramid here. Let's see what else we have. Okay, so you have the Magician, you have the Hermit, and you have the 7 of Wands. Okay, so we're getting these 7s here. I am just feeling so guided to tell you that some of you may want to, like, get into meditation or prayer, or just open up a stream of communication or consciousness between you and your guides. Okay, with the 7-7 energy. You know, it's almost like some of you here are working so hard, and it may mean that, you know, you're waiting for the results here. The result is coming because you have 2 10s. 10s, again, represent completions. It represents results in some way. And the results are on the way. But try to not spend the time between now and when the result comes thinking about when the result is going to come. Okay, because that is out of your control. The only thing you can control are the actions that you take. You know, the effort that you put into something or not. And again, I see you putting a whole lot of effort into something, so then what is there left to do? What is there left to do other than to just allow the result to happen? Allow the result to come in. You have this Magician card here in the past, which is Mercury energy. Mercury, of course, is the planet of communication, but Magician is actually more about manifesting. It's one of the major cards of law of attraction in the tarot. You can see all 4 suits and elements are in the palm of their hand, but they're not only in the palm of their hands, they're also within them. Okay, the tools are deep within them and inside of them, and they can use those tools to build something for themselves. And I definitely feel like you have that here with the 8 of Pentacles. Again, there's like maybe it's a passion project, or maybe it's just a career situation here that's filling your cup up. It's filling your cup up. I think you've worked incredibly hard to get here. The Hermit is suggestive of somebody who is wise, somebody who is intelligent, but really it's like sage energy. This person is on the path of the sage, and they are kind of becoming a master in one's life. And so, yeah, I definitely like this for you. Let's see what else we have here. Let's move up the pyramid here. So you have the 7 of Swords, and you have the Page of Wands. Okay, so I pointed at the 7 of Swords because I pointed when I brought the 7 of Swords out, because it's almost like the 7 of Swords represents needing to come up with a game plan or a strategy, although oftentimes it can come forward as a potential deceit or deception in one's life. Maybe I don't really see any other person's energy here. I mean, we have the Page of Wands, we have the King of Wands, we have the Emperor, right? So those could all, and then we have this Wealthy Man card. So those could all be people cards. I don't think, somebody's backstabbing you. I don't think somebody's backstabbing you. And in fact, what I will say is with judication and community, if there is a gossiper, because I see the Seven of Swords come in many times around gossiping, and then you have community, meaning groups of people. So if there is somebody like starting stuff with you or getting chatty or gossipy, with the judication energy and a justice card, that will all work out in divine timing, okay? As long as you are not engaging in that type of energy, you are fine. So you have this Page of Wands, which is this result that you're looking for. Okay, the Page of Wands represents good news. It says that something good here is on the way for you. And remember, we talked about how some of you are waiting for a result. What is at the top of the pyramid here? Nine of Swords, very simple. Taurus, very simple here. Nine of Swords is a card of stress. Some of you need to take a break, okay? Very simple. And also, Nine of Swords is a card of you sort of making stories up in your minds. And so remember, try not to spend the time between now and the result in your mind. Try not to spend that time in your mind, and instead spend that time in the now. Spend the time in the present moment. What else do we have here? Can't even make this up. It's like, where's the Judgment card? Judgment card's on the bottom of the deck here. Okay, adjudication, justice, and judgment. Karma is on the way. Okay, you have worked hard for this, and if you are dealing with a challenging person, that will all work out in the divine courts. There's nothing that you need to do, and in fact, I would say inaction is probably, in terms of towards another person, is probably typically the best way to handle a situation like that. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.